Now look, for Muslims, the holy month of Ramadan begins this week. It's a time of fasting during daylight hours with a focus on prayer and charitable work. It's also a time when Muslims gather at the end of the day to share a meal together. Now, I've been to iftar meals on several occasions, and they're always great fun, great hospitality, and a very strong sense of community. So what will it be like this year? Well, Shaykh Rizwan Hussain Al-Azhari is the head Imam at the Bashir Ahmed Mosque in Southampton and Muslim chaplain to the University of Winchester. Shaykh Rizwan, good morning.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Thank you for having me on.
You're very, very welcome. I'm so glad that you could join us this morning. So, Shaykh Rizwan, with mosques closed, how different will Ramadan be this year?
Well, first and foremost, it's a difficult situation for everyone concerned, and our to begin with, our thoughts and prayers go out to all those who have lost loved ones and to those who may be suffering from this debilitating illness. We pray that God provides relief to us all and keeps us all protected. That's the main thing. So yeah, it is a difficult situation. It's an unprecedented situation, one that I certainly in my lifetime haven't experienced before, and there will be many others out there who feel the same way. But at the same time, as human beings, we believe that life has to go on and we have to try to find some positives. And there's always hope, and we can't allow ourselves to fall into despair. With regards to Ramadan itself, the holy month of Ramadan for Muslims has traditionally always been a month of communal activity, a month where social and philanthropic work takes precedence over all other noble endeavors. And as Muslims, we've always looked to this holy month to provide us with that inspiration to physically do as much as we can in that regard, whether it be in the form of congregational night prayers in the mosque, breaking the fast together, as you've mentioned before that you've attended iftars within this community. And it's always a time of social activity. It's a social gathering where people get to spend time with one another, converse with one another. And sometimes, and as an Imam myself, there's certain individuals that I'll only ever see once a year, and that's during the month of Ramadan. So it's something that we will without doubt be missing this year.
I was going to ask you about, people being at home, being on their own. What can you, as the Imam, as the head of the faith community in the mosque, what can you do to encourage Muslims to join in prayers and the acts of devotions of Ramadan, but in their own homes?
Yeah, like I said, on one hand, Ramadan has always been that a month of communal activity, of congregational prayers and social activity. We have a belief in Islam and an understanding that God is in the assistance of those who are in the servitude of others. So we try to do as much as we can in this month. But at the same time, Ramadan it's supposed to be a month of individual activity too, in terms of fasting for the sake of God and utilizing one's time to reflect and improve one's character and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that type of activity, the individual activity, may have in the past been ignored. Perhaps we've been busy in our work lives and our daily lives, and we may not have had that time to spend with our family, teaching our children to be the best versions of themselves that they can be. And we've got that opportunity now that we, within our own homes, we can sort of, in a way, what I encourage as an Imam is to create a mosque inside your own home, because a mosque is a safe haven for everyone. It's a place of peace and tranquility. It's a place of learning. It's a place of devotion to God and trying to reconnect with God. So we can still do that within our own homes. In terms of the mosque and what we're doing here at Bashir Ahmed Masjid is we're trying to engage with the parents of the children, taking our classes online, streaming. Every Friday I'm streaming my weekly khutbahs, which are the weekly Friday sermons, so that people at home are able to listen to them and be inspired by them. So we're trying to do as much as we can to keep people engaged and feeling like they're a part of the mosque or they're part of that community.
Shaykh Rizwan, can we get you back over the next few weeks so that we can hear how Ramadan is going for you and different members of your community?
Absolutely, absolutely. It'd be a pleasure.
That would be wonderful. Thank you very, very much indeed. That's Shaykh Rizwan Hussain Al-Azhari. He's the head imam at the Bashir Ahmed Mosque in Southampton and Muslim chaplain at the University of Winchester. The time is 26 minutes past 7 here on BBC Radio Solent. On the way, Helen is joining.